Listen, you guys, it seems like things are getting interesting in the female rap space. I mean, earlier on, I did a video, and it seems like some of you thought that, well, I was just, disliking somebody and stuff like that. So, we're going to talk about Nosebleed, and we're also going to be talking about the Transformer letting us know about her album. And at the same time, you guys, Beyonce has won Album of the Year finally, and we're also going to be talking about Not Like Us winning Record of the Year. Kanye West and his wife, at this point, I don't know what these people are up to. And we're also going to be talking about Elliot Wilson being embarrassing with the interaction, that he had with Cenat. And at the same time, we're also going to be talking about Cousin Sloth and, Billie Eilish's response to Beyonce winning. And these are some of the things that we will be discussing in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. Now, the Grammys were a big night, especially for TDE, to the point where Punch decided to take to Twitter, now known as X, to let us know that all of their artists are out here scoping awards. And I did see a lot of people expressing that these Grammys felt like it's a Rock Nation and TDE award show, because they felt like, listen, it was only those people that were getting awarded. So Punch said Caesar, Dot, and Do all won. The new Grammy family, hashtag the family tree, okay? And of course, this was received with mixed feelings, with some people feeling like they might have paid for the scammies and stuff like that. And personally, with this entire thing, I'm just going to watch from the sidelines, because when we try to clock it, you guys say that we're bitter. You guys say that, oh my God, that's not what's happening. And it seems like you love to live in the delusion and stuff like that. But that being said, shortly after the announcement that Doechii had won, did she not drop a track? And in that track, was she not celebrating the win? Now, if this is not giving calculated, I don't know what exactly it is giving. Like, you guys, you can like Doechii, but at some point you gotta admit also that, listen, this is very calculated, and she probably knew beforehand that she was going to get that Grammy, which then poses the question that, well, was it legitimate? Okay, because if you already know that you're gonna win, and you've got a song waiting to drop soon after, and yeah, it's also making people question the reaction that Beyonce had, because now people are saying you all knew that you were going to win these awards, so don't act like you're surprised and stuff like that. But it's interesting. Let's see how everything is going to play out in as far as this is concerned. Now, moving on to the actual song. I I this is me, like, I don't know at this point what I'm supposed to say, because if I say it, you guys will say I'm hating another female rapper, I'm not supporting other women. But if you're going to be honest with yourself, are we going to deny the influence of Nicki Minaj that's on that track Nosebleeds by Doechii that she recently dropped after the Grammys? And listen, you guys, when I first heard it, I was like, what am I listening to? Is this Itty Bitty? It sounded a lot like Itty Bitty at the beginning, and then it ended up sounding like Roman in Moscow. And I don't know if this is genuine, just, getting inspiration from someone, or if there is an agenda behind, okay? Because you guys also come to her defense by saying that, well, she's always been giving Nicki Minaj her flowers. She has said that Nicki is a favorite female rapper and stuff like that. And I'm just like, let's see if the respect is going to continue being there. As of now, we already know that Doechii has already unfollowed Nicki Minaj. So personally, in my personal opinion, okay, you are entitled to your personal opinion, but personally, what I'm saying happening here is, yeah, there's another agenda that is starting. Unfortunately, whether we like it or whether we don't, it is happening. And there are several people that clogged it just as it began, with the unfollow, with the unprovoked shade. You guys remember that time that she was like, oh, I'm gonna go on station head, and of all the responses, she chose to pick a Barb to go back and forth with. That was a setup, in my own opinion, to make people retaliate and to make the comparison begin. And at this point, I feel like shame has left the room. And when shame leaves the room, people will do the unthinkable. Okay, people will do the absolute unthinkable. I do hope that this will benefit her brand, because honestly, I feel like if you're biting too much into somebody else's style to a point where you're beginning to sound exactly like them, if anything, it might actually discourage people from listening to your music because, like, someone would just be like, what am I listening to? Remember that thing that Ice Spice did with BB Belt? Yes. People are like, oh my God, she sounds, it's gay, gay, it's stuff like that. But then it's tired because you have seen somebody else do it. It's not original. People have seen it before. And if you build your career on that, it's just a matter of time until people get over it, honestly. And in my own opinion, I do feel like they realized that the Transformer didn't have the talent to take out Nicki Minaj, and they are recorrecting, the era that they did. And so now they want to bring in somebody with talent. And, the whole, because right now I do know that Nicki is not easy to provoke right now. She's not gonna be going back and forth with this girl, even if and the whole thing that, she was given a Grammy for a mixtape. Obviously, that's going to be rubbed into Nicki Minaj's face at some point. But where Nicki is right now and how she has seen the industry, act, she probably will not go back and forth with anyone. But that being said, where is Bongo 2 whilst all of this is happening? Is she done for? Are they done investing in her? Did she fail the mission? What is happening? Because lately it's been Cousin Sloth and Glorilla, and I did see Jay-Z was super excited also about this entire Doechii situation, and it's not a secret that Jay-Z and Nicki don't see eye to eye as at now. And I did see some people saying that Barbz are just made with Jay-Z giving Doechii her flowers because their maid Jay-Z has never wanted to co-sign Nicki Minaj, and I'm like, which planet are you living in? Like an entire Jay-Z who got mad because Nicki was refusing to sign to Rock Nation. Is that the same Jay-Z that you're talking about? These people make it seem like Nicki wanted to be in Jay-Z's circle so much and, he denied or he didn't want. No, it was actually the other way around. Jay-Z wanted both Wayne and Nicki Minaj, okay? So if you didn't know that part of history, it's okay. But now I'm just telling you, that's the truth. Nicki does not crave for that man's attention. That man got salty and bitter when this woman refused to sign to him. And now looking back, I'm just thinking that was the smartest decision ever, because had she signed to Fraudulent Nation, they were going to suppress her when they would have felt like, listen, her time is up. It would have been way messier than what it is right now. So I'm glad she did that, because you only see people's true colors when they don't get their way with you. I mean, before all of this, they all acted like, oh my God, they are kumbaya with Nicki. They like Nicki Minaj. Jay-Z, I remember, was praising Nicki Minaj. Kanye, on the other hand, they were all praising her. But when they couldn't get their way, and that's the thing with a lot of men that go against this woman. Like, a lot of them wanted her in some way, whether musically, whether a collaboration, whether lying in bed with her. And when they couldn't get their way with her, of course, they ended up turning on her. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. And please leave my comment section with this whole entire situation, because if you cannot be honest enough to say that that song that Doechii put out sounds like Nicki Minaj, we don't have any conversation to have, okay? At least if you acknowledge that you do see, the similarities in the flows, we can have a conversation. But if you're in denial like that, I will be blocking you if you say nonsense. I'm just kidding. The next thing that we are going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to talk about album of the year. The first video that I did, album of the year, had not been announced, but now it has been revealed that, Beyonce actually won album of the year for Cowboy Carter. And congratulations to Beyonce. I do feel that throughout her career, at some point there were points where she was snubbed, and I don't know why that was, because that woman really does work. She puts in the work. For me, Lemonade will forever be iconic, and I don't understand how they did her dirty like that in that year. That was absolutely ridiculous, okay? But at least they ended up giving her something, this month. I don't know what it took behind the scenes for her to get that award. I don't know the negotiations that had to happen for her to get the award. I remember when she put out the country album, some people came out here and were saying that, she was probably given a condition that, the only way that you can win, album of the year is if you tap into a different genre and stuff like that. And so maybe that's why she has done. But it seems like it has come to pass. It has come true. She has gotten the album of the year. But that being said, people were reacting differently to that. Billie Eilish was almost in tears, because if we're going to be honest, Billie's body of work this year deserved that award. Billie deserved that award if you're going to be honest about that. But then, thanks to the Grammys not being able to be objective, now because they have to make up for for doing Beyonce dirty in previous years, another artist is now suffering because of that. It's actually very sad because had they done right by Beyonce and had they given her award for Lemonade back then, they wouldn't have felt obligated to give her this album of the year this year. But it's like it has a ripple effect. Okay, it's literally like dominoes, and it keeps on multiplying. It The effect is there, and won't they learn? Honestly, Billie's face, it was sad to watch. I really felt bad for her. It's sad. Okay, what they do to these artists is actually very sad. They've done that to Ariana Grande in the past. They've done that to Katy Perry in the past, and I do wish that artists would get to a point where they all agree that the value that this thing is being given is not it right now, because it's crushing a lot of other artists' spirits. I do hope that Billie going forward, she continues to do her music and does not look for the Grammys validation, because that was rather sad. And people were also pointing out that Taylor Swift walked away with nothing. And people were saying that, well, this might mean that she's losing and stuff like that. But contrary to that, I do feel like they are trying to correct their wrongs. Probably there was a conversation had behind the scenes where they told Taylor that this year we're trying to give Beyonce this, we're going to try to do this, we're trying to do that, so don't get mad if we don't give you. And I mean, if I were Taylor Swift, I probably wouldn't be offended as well, because I mean, she's cooled massive awards, and some of which are questionable whether in that year she deserved them. So if I were her, obviously I wouldn't be moved about this entire situation. But yeah, it has been quite an event. Now, another person who was out here celebrating Beyonce is none other than Cousin Sloth. When Beyonce was announced to be the winner of the Best Country Album, Cousin Sloth was out there dancing to the point where even Lottery Ticket was looking at her like, girl, stop doing too much. Now, when you see Lottery Ticket giving you that eye that's like checking you like, behave, then you know it's bad, because Lottery Ticket herself is the queen of doing the most. So if the queen of doing the most is now telling you that you're doing the most, you need to reflect. But anyway, I get she was excited, for this win. For them, it was like a big deal, a black woman winning a country album, winning, album of the year and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Moving on to the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar won Record of the Year at the Grammys for his district towards Judas Degrassi. I already touched on this entire situation of Kendrick scooping multiple awards, and in my earlier video, if you didn't watch it, you can go back and watch it. And I still stand with what I said. It's his moment. He has the full support right now. He was even shouting out, Jay-Z and stuff like that, and that's very predictable. I do hope that it lasts. I do hope that I hope that it continues like this. I hope that they will not do him dirty just as they did Judas Degrassi. But still on that, it seems like a lot of celebrities really don't care for Drake like that, because tell me why Taylor Swift was out there dancing in her heels to not like us singing Minor. And Beyonce was out there having a good time, you guys, because they played Not Like Us when Kendrick was receiving that award. A lot of like the entire Grammy, building, like everybody was shouting a minor. And I was like, oh my goodness, isn't Kama real? Because I remember the time that the industry was on some H train against a certain female rapper who happened to be Drake's sister. And Drake was out here bringing, the ops and calling them the hardest working women, okay, in the industry, okay? So honestly, I don't feel bad for Judas Degrassi. But the thing is, it's very funny because it's like a cycle that also just keeps on going on. When you're in the hot seat, you're like, oh my God, how could it happen to me? But previously it happened to others and you didn't care about it. You didn't try to help them. So for me, honestly, I don't feel bad for Judas Degrassi. I feel like he definitely deserves it. It is what it is, okay? It's your time now to be roasted. I do know that Kendrick's time is probably going to come through to come also to be roasted, and it is what it is, man. It's So yeah, I don't feel bad. The next thing that we're gonna be talking about, we're gonna talk about Cardi B. It seems like the Transformer decided to give us an update about her album. You guys do know that she came out to present the award to Doechii, but she wasn't her usual self even on stage. I don't know if she was nervous. I mean, I would understand if she was nervous because after she did all that stuff at Kamala's rally, I would be nervous too. Okay, that was a mess, the entire thing. And now speaking at the Grammys might as well have been nerve wracking, for her, especially given that she cannot articulate herself properly. But there was just something. To me, it almost felt like it was the realization that my time might be up. There might be a new girl who's being propped up that made her realize that, yeah. And the thing is, like every new girl that comes, they get compared to, one person. And you come, you leave, you come, you leave. Last year it was Bongo 2. The previous year it was the Transformer. Lottery ticket came and also tried it. Now there's Doechii who's clearly now trying it. So it's very interesting how there's always one giant still standing in the ring for 10 years straight, and all these other girlies are helping each other. And you get in, you get tired, you go out, you get in, you get tired, and the champion is still standing. And so yeah, she did say that her album is coming and is tied in a bow, something like that. Yeah, let's see if the album is actually, yeah, she said that it's wrapped in a bow. I guess it's ready, but I don't know if she has enough payola to carry the album. And at this point, I don't know. I didn't see the confidence when she was talking about the album. The cockiness was not there, the confidence was not there, and I'm just like, girl, is anything coming, or is Armageddon never coming until the days of the end times? Like, tell me what's happening behind the scenes. They told you that they've run out of payola, and they told you that you failed the mission. Now there's another girl who's actually talented that we're willing to invest in. Is that what they're saying in the meetings? Because yeah, the cockiness, it wasn't giving at all. Or maybe it's just a personal life stress. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. And the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Cenat. Okay, so Kai went to the Grammys, and he seemed to be having a lot of fun. He had a lot of interactions, one of which was Elliot Wilson. And you do know that Elliot is the fakest of the fake. Okay, that man is embarrassingly so two-faced and fake, and it's so sad to watch. Okay, so this man, when he saw Kai, he decided to be all friendly, all buddy with him. But when he's going on this podcast, he's shading Kai Cenat is coming for him, and Kai was not having it. Kai literally checked this grown man, and I could literally see Elliot's face turn from the wrinkles to red. Like I literally saw all of that, and I was like, bravo Kai, for being able to make people stand on business, because you can't be saying all this stuff online, and then when you meet someone, you now want to say, oh my god, I like you and stuff like that. And so Kai was like, listen, I don't mess with you because you were hating on me and you were hating on Nicki Minaj. And did Elliot not boldly say, yes, I hate on Nicki Minaj? It was so embarrassing. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, how much of this man from Fraudulent Nations D do you have in your mouth, Elliot? Like, at what point does it become embarrassing to boldly say that, yes, I be hating on Nicki Minaj? And then he said, oh, to you, I apologize and stuff like that. And I'm like, why won't you apologize to Nicki Minaj? The way it's like he gets a prize or something. It's like he gets a cookie or something. Somebody somewhere gives him a cookie for hating on Nicki Minaj that he had to, boldly proclaim. Is that not embarrassing? As a man, is that not embarrassing to constantly be on a woman's top like that? And this is what we're dealing with. And when we point this out, you guys say, oh my God, oh, conspiracy, oh, get over it, oh my goodness, oh, who cares, oh, it doesn't matter. No, I will keep on highlighting it. And for those of you who may have joined me for the first time here, I'm not here to talk about the things that you want me to talk about. I talk about what I want to talk about because, well, when I created this channel, I had a reason, which is awareness. And I will continuously, bring awareness to what's happening, whether it's female rap. Mainly, it's actually female rap. It so happens that I love Nicki Minaj and I'm also a fan, but you cannot be coming on here saying that, stop giving this one attention, stop giving this one. I am a blog. I created this platform for that reason, because I looked around and I noticed that all these mainstream media platforms, these huge media platforms, there's nobody who's shading light to what's actually true and what's happening. And genuinely, there are some people who follow propaganda. They don't even know that it's propaganda that's being fed to them. So this is me attempting to debunk the propaganda that's being spread around. And if you have an issue with that, I would understand. If you unsubscribe, I wouldn't hold it against you, because the key of this channel is to raise awareness. And if you have an issue with that, well, I'm sorry. I want you to picture a scenario where we don't talk about the shade that the girls throw at Nicki and stuff like that, and like who's throwing shade at who. Do you know what then happens when Nicki finally retaliates? Do you know what these people do? They will act like they've got amnesia. They won't know. They will be like, oh my God, why is she hating on this girl? As if this girl did not first throw shade. So this is why I continuously, even though you may not like to hear it, this is why I talk about it, to document it. Okay? Just so when they come back and start saying, oh my God, we don't know where Nicki is coming from, we don't know why she feels this way about this, female rapper, we can say, do you remember the time that she did this? But anyway, until the next one, you guys, do not forget to subscribe also. See you.